really see how it fits into the meta, because actually even I'm sitting here wondering, yes, the play style is still, you know, you want to sustain, you want to help support the team and everything here. So I'm wondering how they also capitalize this. Like, how do they build around this with that last pick for the XP lane?
The Cho still kind of, oh, there it is. The Cho still kind of works. There you go, another Miko special. So to close out this lineup, though, they might need a little bit of burst somewhere there. I can smell the Paquito, bro.
Right?
I can smell the Paquito from a mile away.
I mean, it would make sense if they'd want to pick things like a Yuzhong. I mean, La Paquito into an Eve is a little bit terrifying at times, but I wouldn't mind if they pick La Paquito right now. But Yuzhong is still available, Lapu-Lapu's still available. A lot of the Edward picks are still up on the board
100%
here.
100% it's going to be a damage-dealing XP laner here, because that's severely lacking. Benedetta's not a bad pick, but again, the presence of the Cho, I was going to say the presence of the Cho makes it a little bit hard sometimes to play a Benedetta, but there it is. Agent Zero, very comfortable on the Benedetta, is going to be the last slot for Blacklist International.
Yeah, and it makes sense because with, again, Omega playing an objective team fighting, a skirmish lineup with an Eve on their side. By the way, Omega has the Eve and the Harith as more scaling, although Harith scales pretty quickly. They needed someone who could really space out the map.
There it is. We got our predictions down for this matchup. And I have to say, Omega's still looking good. I have to say their lineup right now, it's a little squishy for my liking. But I'm still pretty confident that they are going to have some fight here, despite these predictions.
They should have the fight. They should have the objective advantage, right? I mean, you've got Eve. You've got a great final slash that you can use to even capitalize on the real-world manipulation. And then also, Miko, right? If Miko can actually find pickoffs, and then you layer that Zalman Force on top of that Death Box, you have all the tools you need to fight these objective fights if you're Smart Omega.
There it is. We are loading up on the game one. It's Smart Omega versus Blacklist International. It's definitely the El Clasico of the Philippines. In Indonesia, they've been using that word a lot. I don't know if you guys saw that, but this is gonna be it's gonna be the true El Clasico right here, folks.
So many El Clasicos at this point all over the world, honestly. Like,
oh my gosh.
I am willing to start pitching more names for signature mashups. Like in my
The Duo de Lubio.
Yeah. That make
there needs to be like a name for the specific matchup.
Yo, you're right. Duo de Lubio sounds good, man.
Yeah, a specific matchup like what's a good agent versus barangay fight? I don't know, man.
The Raid.
Well, you can't say that because then there's
That's a high level. That's a high level thing. Yeah.
With a great Filipino bash. Like
I don't want to
the great American bash.
Throw anything out there.
It
might cross lines.
No, it's a pay-per-view event in wrestling.
Yeah.
The Great American Bash.
That's what the creative writers are for, right?
Yeah, man.
And if it's Omega versus Blacklist, definitely should be a pay-per-view, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So here we go. Again, there are different changes that happened between both of these teams. A huge difference from what they were in previous seasons. Obviously, some players got shifted out. Some players started coaching, so I'll have to wait and see if the addition, the replacement to the Chakmama Miko is going to be up to par, which right now is having his flicker used up.
Okay, so that's actually big, right, as this leads into this first turtle of the game here. And very aggressive decisions already from Blacklist International, right? So now they start this up. Miko should be hitting, where is he? He should be hitting level 4 soon.
Yeah.
But he probably won't have it for this turtle fight. Okay, he does have it now. Right. But he doesn't have the flicker. So he's got to be able to force this situation here. Renzu going to jump in. There's the real world manipulation. There's the kick on Wise. Ryzen able to secure the turtle, though. Now Renzu going to have to flicker out. And this is the best case scenario for Smart Omega. Grab the objective, get out of there.
That was interesting because Miko pulled it off without any... The way of the dragon was just the delay. There was no kill potential. There was nothing there except to delay that retry.
Man, I'm just going to say, if I was Ryzen, the moment I saw Wise flying closer to me in the turtle because Wise got kicked back, I'm like, Miko, what you doing? And now Miko just made things a little bit spicier there, but a little bit of control, the hang time Wise had while he was flying in there. He got his retribution off, but just a second late because he was controlled.
Definitely very clutch there at the very minimum. Yeah. If he was off by like a millisecond, the retribution would have definitely gone down. It would have been a 50-50. But there you go. Once more, the guy who has a lot of big shoes to fill as well on the other side for Omega is Miko against Shock Mamba.
Yeah, that's what, but again, you know, this is what I expected their lineup. Now he's going to be set up again. There's the Way of the Dragon on Oh My Venus. Zalman forced to come out too. The heal is there, but it's not enough. First blood drawn by Ryzen. Smart Omega getting on the board here.
Man, the heal from Florence Ultimate Bloom is crazy. I didn't expect that to be that strong this early on. That might be something that Omega wants to watch out for, but they're pressuring Owl.
Oh, Owl could be in trouble here. Can he survive this? The team now here a little bit too late, but they do punish Ryzen, the one-for-one trade. Looking for more. Miko waiting patiently. UA also using the ultimate. There's the Way of the Dragon now on Wise. Zalman Force can come out here. Kelra bobbing, weaving back and forth. Doesn't have enough firepower just yet. Stone, they're going to force him back as well.
Well, Omega back off of that fight. Kelra was slow. If he had more mana, they could have continued that. But now the Purify has been burned. A minute, though, so it's going to be a timer the Blacklist International are going to be watching out for here. Both teams Omega a little bit more aggressive here. Blacklist International, though, they need to stop the tempo of Omega at some point because this is why you have a pairing such as a Cho and then a Harith together in the lineup. You're the one who wants to play this game really quickly.
That's
how
true.
you rotate the map position and pick off like this.
Oh.
Speed it up.
Okay,
Ooh.
they're going to trade Owl. Owl goes down top side, but this should be an objective. Ryzen's still going to look for an entry if he can find it. Can't get it secured by Wise. Also using the Appraiser's Wrath. So, Blacklist International, they might have lost Owl, but they get an objective.
No one stopping the King of the Jungle for the retry means it's going to be pretty much a Blacklist objective. This time around, what seems to be the plan of Omega here? Is Owl on the top of their hit list? Apparently so.
Oh, definitely. If you have a lineup with a Harith on you and you're up against a Claude, you want to bombard the gold lane as quickly as possible, as much as possible, so that you delay the farm of the Claude. I mean, already 2 deaths onto Owl early on. This seems like a very Omega thing to do. I mean, it was a key to victory. Exploit Owl's debut in the MPL. Although Owl is very experienced, he's a gold medal winner. This is still the MPL, as you put it earlier, Rockhart, where even though you come in with a lot of experience beforehand, this is a different stage, whole different field.
Miko's going to get the Way of the Dragon off on Wise, but he's so tanky. Has the help of the team as well. Do they have enough damage to get the kill? They do. Kelra finds it. Now going to run for the hills. Ryzen there on the angle. Now looking for a crash down. They get the flicker out from Oh My Venus. And it's only 1 down here for Blacklist International.
Oh, they don't seem to be done yet. They want to go for round 2 here around the mid lane, but Agent Zero, of course, very capable of escaping those fights.
Oh, flashy moves there by Edward. Omega are undeniably in the lead here. And this is expected, honestly, with the lineup the Blacklist fielded. It's very honest. Their mid to late game, they're actually focusing the do onto... If I'm not mistaken, it will be going into the hands of Owl right now.
Yep, that is correct. And that is a shield. And I actually had to double check if Bloom has enough healing. You're right. Early game healing's pretty good, but later on in the game, it's going to fall off a little bit.
Okay, they're going to focus on Edward. He hasn't used the Petrify just yet. Going to try to get out. It was a little too late. Falls bottom side. Now the response from Blacklist International. 3rd turtle of the game. Going to come up here, and the dance is going to start. The numbers advantage.
Yeah, there seems to be the advantage.
Omega. Miko, though, going to get zoned and poked down a little bit here. Going to be secured by Ryzen, though.
Really maximizing this show right now, brother. It's so hard for Wise to get positioned with Miko around.
Yeah, and there was a good call by Blacklist. You saw initially Wise actually wanted to put some focus onto Miko, try and take him down, because with Miko down, then Omega will think twice. Here in the bottom lane, you already see here the signature Omega lane switch. Kelra has gone to the bottom lane.
There you go. So right now, once more, Blacklist just sticking to their win condition here, just trying to delay the game as much as they can. Oh My Venus is basically on just vision duty right now. And Agent Zero this time around having a hard time with his lane.
Yeah, the gambit here actually is with Kelra going bot lane, this gives a little bit more space for Owl to get some more farm. So
It is an
Renzo will
Arlott
hold
though,
it, but yeah, it's an Arlott that he's up against.
Still scary.
So scary. Oh, the Florin breaking the tower. I never thought I'd see the day.
Well, you know what? I was surprised that happened too, but one thing I'm really wondering is how effective will this Florin be as we get to mid-late game, especially when you know you're going to be forced to fight in these objectives from Smart Omega?
Yeah, I'm really watching the scaling here. I literally have my game client up to see those numbers, and it's not looking good in the late game, I have to say.
Yeah, well, they're going to be battling out here. Renzio going to flicker out. Focus on him is still there. He's going to fall. UA grabbing the kill. But still, you got Ryzen parked in the bottom side, going to push that up. But a nice little kill there for BLACKLIST International. But so far, Smart Omega still controlling the game.
Yeah, BLACKLIST are now upping the tempo, though. They're going into Ube mode at this point. UA focusing on getting the ultimate of the Eve. Is really Ryzen going to be able to take it on Edward here?
Man.
Backs off.
What is up? Agent Zero seems to be having a hard time today with Edward being just bullied. And
you're in enemy territory. They're going to crash down. Stone did fall. Razor's Wrath was used too. All this leading up into the first Lord of the game as we see both teams getting ready in position here. Both still holding onto their tier 1 turrets too. So it's an even Stevens game for now.
Yep. Omega though looking really good, I have to say, but until when can they keep this up? That's a big question.
Yeah. At this point, though, the damage of a Harith is going to be more felt compared to a damage of a Claude. They still have to watch out. A lot of utility on the side of BLACKLIST, and most importantly, a lot of interrupts, actually. The Sprout from the Florin, of course, the chain of interrupts and taunts, crowd control coming in from the Fredrin, and, of course, the Terrify of the Valentina. In the past few fights and skirmishes that we've seen, BLACKLIST International has been catching Omega off guard with those.
Even on the gold, though, that's actually the most surprising part. But we can see that right there, movement.
Okay, Edward, Renzio in a 1v1. He's just putting pressure where he needs to, right? Renzio going to go ahead and let him go back to base. They're going to get in position here still, but at least Edward able to put pressure bottom side, get the turret, and now still one of the big things is getting these mid lane turrets down. You can even see Owl scraping for any gold that he can gain to really be a valuable part of this team fight that is going to unfold here if they continue with this Lord.
The 4v4.
Okay, they're going to push home. There's Owl. He comes in with Blazing Duet. The heal is huge. The sustain is there. Ryzen getting pushed back. Oh my Venus has to flicker as well. Now Kelra, the fighting force here, not going to be enough. As Renzio a little bit too late, using the final slash. Going to get chased down mid lane. And BLACKLIST International now in a prime position to take the first Lord of the game here. Ryzen still might look for an angle, but he's got to be careful. Edward also waiting patiently. They're going to zone them out the best they can. And this Lord is looking like it's going to go in the hands of BLACKLIST International.
I can just imagine the comms on Omega. Why is no one dying? They've been trying so hard.
Yo, that heal was intense.
That was clutch.
That heal was intense. Very clutch indeed. Signature Oh My Venus. Like, similar to how she plays the Estes, waits for the latest possible moment to pop off that heal to completely turn a team fight around. As you look at the items, my goodness. Quickly, just like that, Owl even has like a slight lead advantage over Kelra. That Claude spiked up quickly, and that was just a string of great engagements and skirmishes coming in from BLACKLIST.
Considering how much focus was put on Owl early game, he's done a great job at keeping up with Kelra, right? I mean, look at the gold.
That's exactly what I was about to point out. I mean, it was not far off. And if you're a Claude, you expect to lose out on that phase. So far out, with the help of their team, his teammates.
Man,
really
it's great.
keeping up the part.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think all the healing coming from BLACKLIST, and that's considering the fact that that's 3 dominance ices on the side of Omega. Yet the heal being dished out by the Florin is just like that.
That's really saying something.
Well, right now, it's just BLACKLIST International getting the space they need, playing around this first Lord. It is taken care of pretty quickly by Smart Omega. So they're happy with what they got. They flipped the gold lead in their favor now. And now it's time for Smart Omega to step this up. They did have that lead. They had everything they wanted. They got to get back into this portion of the game, though.
It's crazy to think that Florin is just like an Estes, but with a stun.
Yeah,
instead of a slow. That's what Florin feels like. The more I'm seeing this, I'm like, oh, it's just like Estes. I mean, not exactly, but think about it. A first skill that heals, a second skill that controls, a third, an ultimate that deals massive heal to your entire team.
There should be a new stat. They're most healed.
Yeah.
We should have I don't know if you guys hear me, production, but let's add that someday. Because
That's just gonna be Venus.
That's gonna be the biggest
Yeah.
input here of
Yeah.
the room for Blacklist.
Yeah, I mean, that was my question minutes ago, right? It was like, how useful, how valuable will this Florin pick be? Because now, with it being debuted here and showcased, does this add another option, for even other teams to utilize? Because it seems to be working out pretty well so far.
Oh, I still think the Minotaur is a great pick.
Well,
Oh no, I agree with you. It's one of the picks that finally helped bring me to MG. Who was a Minotaur this season?
Congratulations, by the way, the
Thank you.
Raptor for reaching mythical glory just before the season
That's
ended.
right.
Clutch.
It has reset, and now it's time to grind again.
Yeah, and Omega need to reset and grind right now.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's crazy to think. I'm really thinking that I wish someone in Omega could actually build a Sea Halberd. It would be a perfect item, but since they
Yeah.
don't have a marksman with them,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be it's a mage damage dealer.
Durant's for Kelda,
Durant's,
maybe.
yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
Durant's is there, but
Wasn't
a Sea Halberd would be so much more punishing because of the new punish mechanic of the Sea Halberd dealing more damage.
Okay.
to
Oh, there it
HP.
is.
Miko gonna find the kick exactly on who he needed to. The heals are not gonna be there for
Miko!
Oh My Venus as she falls.
Uh-oh.
Appraiser's Wrath gonna come down.
Bang!
Miko goes down as well. Another immortality gonna be popped. They're still focusing on it. Ryzen gonna get forced out. Edward joining the party.
Oh!
Finds the lockdown with the Petrify. 2 fall for Smart Omega. And what looked like a good moment, they lose the Lord here to Blacklist International.
And Yue with a free-man final slash, just nailing the coffin there for that Lord.
You also can't deny there the involvement of Al. Yes, Edward put the focus on him. Agent's assist, now ranked 17th in total assists in MPLPH history with 1,192, just surpassing one of the legendary XP laners, Kilowash, of course. Kilowash, a legend in his own right. And the involvement of Al in that last sequence, you saw there Omega wanted to continue fighting, especially Ryzen wanted to string more dashes together to consider taking down Wise. But since Al kept himself at a good distance and actually just decided to free hit, that was immediately a deterrent. Like, oh no, this Claude hurt. So the members of Omega had to back off.
Now for Omega, the ultimate test for Miko. Can you stop a rampaging Claude on your opponent? That is going to be it. We're looking for those really good plays, those Way of the Dragons out of nowhere. We saw one, but it's still not stopping the Blacklist squad so far.
So right now, again, they got to defend here. They're going to lose then Himber turret top side. Nothing they could really do to hold on to that. They're going to make quick work of this, though, before they lose more. Blacklist International, eye set on the mid lane. Ryzen clearing the wave the best he can. And Omega still holding on to this game, and now Edward showing up bottom side with the rest of the team. Not going to be able to commit just yet. Ryzen going in, forcing them back. They do use the real-world manipulation. They get the flicker out from Oh My Venus. Do they ensue? Looks like they're going to call it off for now.
All right, that's going to be the safe play. And they did get some damage done to the Omega base. One inhib on top side is going down, but it looks like they still want to fight.
Yeah, the CC,
Again, that pressure to do a really strong play got into Miko, but also got played by Edward. That was seen from a mile away.
Yeah, eye for an eye, just at the right moment so that he wouldn't get knocked up. Oh, that was fast hands there by Agent Zero.
Yeah, that's why it's so tough, right? I mean, this is what we were talking about when Miko locked in this show. It's always the responsibility of him to find those moments for the team, to find the setups, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh,
and
that's juicy.
yeah, they know how to play around this. Actually, he's going to be
It's
looking for
V.
Oh My Venus again. Can they get the kill they're looking for? Winter Tranchant comes down. Real world manipulation goes. The Queen has fallen. Renzio goes down as well. Now Al the focus. Can he escape?
Oh,
He
no, he's
can.
down.
Ryzen gets the kill, but 3 down for Omega. And it's now a 2 versus 3. Ryzen
finds him.
trying to escape. Edward, can he get away? A dash and a dash. And now Stome, all to his own. Wise.
The red
Burn is too much. And now it's all up to Ryzen. He's caught in a bad place. Immortality is popped. And he is still running for the hills. as the rest of the
the
members
minions.
left alive of BLACKLIST International
Can he clear
punch
this?
it in. I said on game 1, BLACKLIST International takes the game.
Hear the crowd roar as a sea of agents cheer.